will make sense. I would not see someone invent something that doesn't cater to their needs first.
Okay, but they do say that in certain parts you can see the circle part of the earth. So it's far apart. You gotta think of how big they are, how big the land.
You're gonna wake up all the flat earthers.
That's
people
just
that
in the
say the
United
earth is-
States. That's just our people that think that.
What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets React, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction.
Yes.
Super excited about this video, guys. If you're new to us
And
and we're new to you, make sure you scroll down, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the post notification bell
Because we're on the road to 100K.
And we cannot get there without you guys, alright? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
I'm Christopher Green, and welcome to Canada.
We in Canada.
Canadians are very resourceful and have come up with some great inventions over the years. Here's a list of 10 inventions invented by Canadians. Number 1. Time zones. Time zones were invented by Sir Sandford Fleming. Number 2. The BlackBerry. It was invented by Canadian Mike Lazardis.
That little phone that
While it might not be
the phone!
Which one did you have?
I had
Which one did you
the
have?
middle
Hey,
one. The middle
comment
one.
down below, 90s babies. I know we got people who are out here with it, but name which one you had. I know for a fact, I did not have the one all the way to the right, the big one. I had the last two.
We had all the small phones.
I had the last two.
Yeah,
the middle one was my go-to though. La. The last one was mine.
Which side are you talking about?
Not the big one. The big one was the mine. The last one.
First two.
The first two was mine, but the last one was more the one with the little rolling in the middle. Yeah, that was hard.
So y'all invented time zones. So how do you guys feel about time zones?
Right.
Not time zone. That's a whole nother subject. I'm talking about daylight saving time and all that.
They invented
Don't worry
time
about
zone.
it. Yeah, time zones, not the daylight saving time and all that.
I'm pretty
Don't
sure
worry about it.
The inventor probably put time zones to benefit their location more. It would make sense. It would make sense. I would not see someone invent something that doesn't cater to their needs first.
Okay, but they do say that in certain parts you can see the circle part of the earth. So it's far apart. You gotta think of how big they are, how big the land.
You're gonna wake up all the flat earthers.
That's
people
just
that
in the
say the
United
earth is-
States. That's just our people that think that.
Most prevalent smartphone these days, it was one of the first. And people were walking around with their eyes glued to their BlackBerries long before they had their eyes glued to their iPhones or their Androids. Number 3. Wheelchair-accessible buses.
We heard
The
of
first
that.
wheelchair-accessible buses were invented by Walker Harris Callow in 1947. He designed the bus to accommodate veterans who were coming back from the Second World War. A lot of these veterans had injuries that required them to use a wheelchair.
That's fine.
Unfortunately, getting onto public transit in a wheelchair wasn't very easy. At least until Walker came along and invented his wheelchair-accessible buses.
Yeah, Walker.
And speaking of wheelchairs,
you basically blessed the world with that one. Today's and just for the needs of people who can't get around like they need to, these buses are there to help people get from A to B, and this is definitely a go-to fire market in all businesses. Right. Even at the doors when people trying to get on, inside the doorways, the ramps are there for that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a blessing for that.
Yeah, it's good that they invented the buses because I know, just being on TikTok, seeing a lot of the people who can't walk, how they drive and get in their car, So that's a good investment. Not investment, invention.
Let's move on to number 4. The electric wheelchair.
Again?
Canadians really care when it comes to not allowing a disability to become a disadvantage.
I like that.
And this care was shown by George Klein in 1952 when he invented the electric wheelchair. Number 5. The Canadarm. The Canadarm is a giant robotic arm used on space shuttles. And more recently, it's been used on the International Space Station. As the name implies, the Canadarm is a Canadian invention. And one of the people who helped this invention come to be was actually my own grandfather, Joseph Lackner.
Wow.
My grandfather was literally a rocket scientist and worked on batteries used in space.
Wow.
He's been recognized by the Canadian Space Agency, the US Air Force, and NASA. He also received an award from a former Canadian Prime Minister. As a little kid, I always thought it was really strange how he kept batteries in the refrigerator to help them keep their charge.
I do that.
But
I
guess he knew what he was doing.
I got
Number
this
6.
weird thing that it don't work, but it work. So I take the batteries on opposite ends, and I would start hitting them.
I believe that do work.
I don't know why I did that, or where I got it from, but I just keep knocking them. Now I put them back in my CD player, and hit that play button. Yeah,
It works. I believe that do work.
hey.
That's smart.
But we gotta put it in the freezer though.
Yeah. When it go dead, you
Yeah,
put
yeah.
it in there, you take it out, it's charged.
We gotta do that, yo. I got some batteries that need.
The snowmobile. I suppose it's fitting that a Canadian would invent the
That
snowmobile.
makes
Right.
sense. That
Joseph
makes sense.
Armand Bombardier, a Quebecer, invented the snowmobile, unfortunately, because of a tragedy. During a blizzard, his young son got very sick, and because of all the snow, they couldn't travel to the hospital, and unfortunately, he died. Monsieur Bombardier did not want that to happen to anybody else. So he invented the snowmobile. Now, fortunately, these days we have things like snow tires and everything, so getting through a blizzard is not as hard as it was back then, and the snowmobile has become more of a fun recreational thing. Number 7, the snowblower. Speaking of snow, there are 2 Canadians who are credited with patents for early versions of the snowblower.
Picture funny.
Robert Carr Harris of New Brunswick is credited with the first patent, and Arthur Sicard of Quebec is credited with the first practical snowblower. Number 8, the gas mask. During the
gas
First World
mask.
War, Germans used poison gas against the
During the
Allied
war.
troops. Dr. Clooney McPherson, a Newfoundlander, modified a helmet taken from an enemy prisoner. Using this, he created a gas mask. His efforts saved British, Canadian, and other Dominion lives. Number 9, the Robert...
I just need to, based on that picture of back in the day, was that, what kind of fabric was it?
So the gas you're saying could still went through the fabric?
Yeah, but I guess it didn't. I'm just glad that
Wasn't
they
it the
added
leather?
one to it.
Wasn't that like leather mask or something?
Maybe. I don't know.
And then they would
Judging
put
from
the
the
gas
picture, I can't tell.
Mask on top of it?
Robertson screw. That's
The
right,
Robertson
that
screw.
screw with a little square indent for your drill or your screw to get in there. It was invented by Canadian P.L. Robertson in 1908. And last but definitely my favorite...
Now this is a fella's talk. I just don't understand why they did that with the screw tops. So you got the square, then you got the wrench, and then you got the Allen, then you got... It's like all these little different shapes just to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Over and over again, right? So I got to get my drill, and I got to keep changing each bolt just so I can find out which one's going to fit properly. Just keep it simple, you guys. I think that would have been,
It's too late, babe.
yeah, far-fetched, huh?
You should have been back then in the day telling them that. It's too late.
on the list, number 10, the egg carton. I think this
egg
one's
carton.
especially cool to us who are in the news media industry because it was invented by a newspaper editor. That's right, in 1911, British Columbian newspaper editor Joseph Coyle invented the egg carton. I love these interesting origin stories, and this one develops from a dispute between a local farmer and a local hotel owner. Basically, this farmer sold eggs to this hotel owner, but when they showed up, they were all cracked, and I'm guessing the hotel owner was kind of like,
"These
eggs are cracked.
Yeah, we don't like eggs, though."
not receive these eggs. I want my money back." And the farmer was like,
Hey, look, man, it ain't my fault that the eggs got cracked. I wasn't driving the truck. Maybe you just cracked them so you don't have to pay for them. You expect me to fall for that old trick?
and it just kind of got messy. I mean, I guess it already had. The eggs got broken, and that's messy.
Hey.
The editor, Mr. Coyle, solved the problem by creating the egg carton, which allowed the eggs to be transported without jiggling all around and breaking so much. So you see, newspapers are the community's best friend. Wink, wink, wink. So there you have it, 10 Canadian inventions.
Hey, you.
All right.
That's cool.
Listen, I know we living in the times where it look like there's impossible things that needs to get done because everything's right at your disposal. Like you can literally wake up in the morning, get things sent to your house. You can see what's going on across the world. You can call people from all over. Like the inventions look like there's no more that needs to be done. But I'm here to tell y'all that there's still plenty of things in your head
Yep.
and your hearts that can still be created to this day. Just look back at what happened. People found a need that needs to be met, and they created something to fix that. You feel me? So where there's a problem, there's a solution. What's
Yeah.
your solution to it?
Right. Speaking right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
next time I go get some eggs, because you know when we go shopping, we put the eggs in the bread.
Together.
In its own little part.
Do anybody else do that? Bro, I feel like we do that. Like, every time we get eggs and bread, Smash them two together.
Yes, and bring it in the front. Okay,
Yeah,
we don't want that
top
to
of
be
the basket.
nowhere else.
Under the feet somewhere.
But the next time I go grab some eggs, I'm gonna thank that brother in Canada.
Big facts.
So we hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We have enabled our super thanks if you like to support the channel that way, as well as our reaction request form is in our description box below. We'll see you soon.
Peace.